In 2020, CERIC sought the insights of career and employment service professionals from across the country via 3 online surveys. The goal? To better understand what changes were occurring in the sector and how new challenges were being handled as a result of the COVID-19 pandemic. The June survey attracted the largest response and focused on the first few months of the pandemic. In September, a more targeted survey involving a select group of participants who also completed the June survey looked at how things had progressed or changed. Finally, in November, we went back to the broader field to see what had changed as well as gauge what might be on people's radar in the coming year. All the surveys were designed to be short, point-in-time snapshots of how respondents were coping with the times. None of the surveys were weighted in any manner, and not all questions were answered by all respondents. As you follow along, note the following color cues. Rose represents November survey results, Aqua represents September survey results, and Gold represents June survey results. You may also view the in-depth results for each survey via the CERIC website. In terms of how career services operations changed over the past year, we can see some consistency in responses over time, indicating that many workplaces dealt with issues like reduced hours for staff, layoffs, reduced funding, and reduced or closed programs or services. However, some positives can also be seen. In the September and November surveys, respondents noted a significant uptick from June in the hiring of new staff to meet increased demand as well as in developing new partnerships or services. Finally, in November, a new response option was added that showed that 55.5% of workplaces restructured to meet new realities. Overall, demand for services or supports between the September and November surveys varied, with some respondents identifying an increase while others noted a decrease or no change. In our November survey, we further explored the ways in which demand for services or supports changed. For respondents who noted an increase in demand, the top 3 responses were more one-to-one virtual meetings with clients or students, more email correspondence with clients or students, and more prospective clients or students reaching out proactively to learn more or get support. For those who noted a decrease in demand, the top 3 responses were fewer prospective clients or students reaching out proactively to learn more or get support, fewer clients or students looking to access specific services or programs, and fewer clients or students attending or participating in online webinars or tutorials. Despite the challenges posed by COVID-19, a high percentage of respondents across all 3 surveys noted that they would be able to continue to operate, albeit with slight changes to services or programming. Looking back at the June survey, CERIC wanted to know how career services professionals were adjusting to working remotely, as many workplaces across the country were closing their doors. Not surprisingly, the vast majority of respondents noted that they were now delivering programs or services remotely. Further, 52.9% noted that the transition to working remotely was somewhat or very easy. In September, as COVID numbers started to go down, CERIC asked whether workplaces planned to continue to work remotely until the end of 2020. Most respondents noted that they planned to work from home at least some days of the week. In November, CERIC asked what changes that were put in place during the pandemic workplaces planned to keep going forward. The top 3 responses were continued or increased use of video meeting technology or teleconferencing to hold meetings, continued or increased services or programs that are offered online instead of in person, and more flexible work arrangements. In all surveys, mental health, well-being, and stress were common themes that appeared in different ways. In both June and September, respondents noted that their students or clients were feeling more stressed about their situation as opposed to seeing it as an opportunity. Continuing with our mental health theme, respondents in September and November noted significant challenges in the mental health of their students or clients. In November, 54.2% noted that their own mental health had declined as compared to 38.1% in September. When it comes to burnout as a result of pressure or stress, November respondents were overall more concerned about burning out themselves as well as their senior leaders burning out as compared to September. Throughout the 3 surveys, CERIC heard through different questions how respondents were dealing with different kinds of challenges. Some specific examples can be seen by looking back at the September and June surveys available on the CERIC website. In November, the top 2 responses related to wellness and productivity. Most respondents noted that their workplaces developed plans to address the short-term organizational impact of the pandemic on their ability to operate. Fewer respondents noted developing plans for more specific issues, such as employee absenteeism or succession. As we look at specific challenges that were named, respondents to the September survey identified a number of future challenges. These include the ongoing uncertainty of COVID-19 and what it will mean for how they do their work, the loss of direct connections with colleagues, volunteers, clients, or students, changes in the labor market that could affect employment opportunities for their clients or students, and maintaining a work-life balance, among other things. Similarly, in our November survey, 37.7% of respondents identified keeping their clients or students motivated as the one biggest challenge they foresee in the coming months. This was by far the most popular response. Thinking ahead to 2021, in November, a majority of respondents felt that they were moderately or highly equipped to do the following 3 things. 1. To promote the value of career development to their clients or students. 2. To support their clients or students to be ready for the changing labor market. And 3. To engage with employers to support career development for their clients or students. In sum, 2020 was a challenging year for many in the field. Many people were forced to learn how to work differently, whether that meant learning new technologies, adapting programs or services, working from home, or dealing with ongoing uncertainty and stress. The story of COVID-19's effect on the sector is not yet fully told. There will continue to be new challenges and opportunities that arise, as well as examples of resilience and adaptation. Finally, we leave you with some background information on who completed our 3 surveys. Once again, full survey results can be found by visiting the CERIC website. Thank you to all those who took the time to share their thoughts with us and for helping to tell the story of the public good that career and employment professionals offer in this period of massive workforce upheaval. And lastly, thank you for listening.